Michael McFaul now, former ambassador to Russia, one of the Russian experts who briefed President Biden before the summit. Mr. Ambassador, thank you. What's the best approach to a meeting with Vladimir Putin, and what's the goal for President Biden?
Well, it's tricky because you want to cooperate on things that you can, but you don't want to sound too chummy. You want to push back on things where we disagree, and the list of disagreements is a lot longer than the list of potential agreements. And so that's the challenge for President Biden into this meeting. It reminds me of older days, Soviet Cold War days, when we met with Soviet leaders, but we didn't check our values at the door, and we agreed to disagree about a lot of things. I think that's the approach that Biden needs to take tomorrow.
And there's several big topics on the agenda, Ambassador McFaul. Is there one in particular, or maybe a couple, that President Biden should drill down on?
Well, on the cooperative side, I think there's two or three. One, strategic stability talks. That's a phrase they use to refer to new arms control negotiations. I think we need to do that. We still have the two world's largest nuclear arsenals. The START treaty is going to expire in 4 years. We should get at that. That's going to be hard. Number two, I think that could work towards baby steps towards normal diplomatic relations. Remember, our ambassador sitting in Washington now, actually, except he's here right now, but he has not been in Moscow for a long time. Likewise, the Russian ambassador has been back in Moscow. It would be good to have that restoration of just kind of normal diplomatic contacts. And then third, and I realize this is a stretch, but humanitarian assistance to Syria. It's about to be interrupted unless we get a new Security Council resolution. Russia could do that. Putin could make that commitment tomorrow. That would be a win, not just for Russia and the United States, but for the people of Syria, and I would say for the world as a whole.
Is there one thing in particular, Mr. Ambassador, that President Putin is trying to get out of this?
Well, one, just showing up here in Geneva next to the President of the United States, that's already a win for him, right? Because he used to be a pariah. President Trump then turned him into somebody that we would talk to. And now that we're back to summits, it feels like continuity in that way. And if you think about the way he talks about it, that's the way he's talking to his press. That's the way his people are talking. Number two, the idea of a normal relationship is something that if that was the talking points, where Biden and Putin agreed that we should have a normal relationship, I think Putin would think of that as a big win. I personally believe that we don't want a normal relationship with a regime that annexes territory of its neighbor in Ukraine, that supports dictators like Assad, that violates our sovereignty during elections, that assassinates people abroad. We don't want a normal relationship with that regime. But if that's the language that's used, that will be, in Putin's view, a big victory coming out of Geneva.
Ambassador Michael McFaul, live for us. Thank you. Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.